Hello and welcome to Data Detectives. Today we are going to see one more scenario based question related to Power BI where we want to calculate the top n categories and others categories. That is, let me give you the problem statement that will be available for us. Suppose there are 5 categories A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and if we select the top two, or our problem says that we want to show top two categories and rest all the values should be included into others. So what it means is that in our desirable output we should get A. Suppose A is greater than B is greater than C is greater than D is greater than E. So for top two we should get A, B and others. Okay, for top 2, that is the top two sales, or you can say the top two subcategories according to the total sales are A and B, and rest all the data is present in the others category. Similarly, if someone asks you what are the top 3 subcategories, you can say A, B, C and all rest other values should be included in others. Okay, so this is our desirable output, that is our table or our visual should look like that. We want A, B and all rest values in the others column. Okay, so this is our problem statement, and for this we will be creating, or we will be using some DAX formulas to make this visual. Okay, so first let me give you the steps that we are going to follow, and then I will give you the DAX formula and we will see how we can calculate this. So the steps that we are going to follow is, step 1 will be again the total sales, that is we will first calculate the total sales measure. We have calculated and used this measure multiple times in the other videos of this series only. So if you haven't checked the previous series, go check out the previous videos of this series. The links of the videos are available in the description, as well as notification icon is also available. Okay, so the first step is to calculate a total sales measure. Then we will create a table, or you can say a new calculated column that will be having all the subcategories and the others as well. That is, it will have all the subcategories names as rows, and there will be one more row that will be regarded as others. The third step is to create a relationship create a relationship with our original table. Okay, with our original table, that is the subcategories in this new column should be linked to the original subcategories. Okay, the fourth step is to write a DAX formula that will divide our data into top n values, and rest all values will be included in others. So here we are directly using dynamic features, that is we have already created one dynamic parameter that will be used as a slicer. If you haven't seen the video, you can directly go to video number 2 where we have created a dynamic parameter in which the value changes from 1 to 10. Okay, so from this we can change if we want top 1, top 2 up to top n. But now in this we have included one more thing, that is we want others column as well. So this is the steps that we are going to follow to do this problem statement. So let's move to this. Okay, let's start. So first thing first, we have created our total sales measure. Let me just show you what is our total sales measure. This is total sales equals to sum of the sales column, and this is the simplest measure that we have created. So this is total sales. Similarly, if I want to show you the slicer that we have included already, this will be the slicer that we have created using the parameters, giving the numerical range, and if we select it parameter, you can see that this is the slicer that is available, and it will change from 1 to up to 10. Okay, and let me just show you our original table of subcategories and the total sales. So this is our original table. Here you can see that we have all the subcategories with their sales amount, and they are arranged in a descending order. That is, this is the first, second, third, and so on. First of all, let's create a table. So this will be the table, and let this, and the table name, let's say, will be the subcategories and others. We are giving a very intuitive name. You can change the name as per your requirement. So we will be using the union function. We will be joining the values from the subcategory, and we'll be adding one row, and name of the row will be the subcategory, and the expression will be others. Let's close this, and let's close our outer bracket, and let's run this. Okay, so this is our new table that we have created, that we have discussed in the steps as well. So here you can see that we have all the subcategories as well as one others row as well. Now we will be moving on the third step, that is, we will be creating a relationship between the subcategories from Sample SuperStore and our newly created table. So let me just show you our newly created subcategories. Let's move it so that it will be clear. So this is our new table that we have created, that is subcategories and others. You can see the name, and it is having one subcategory column. Similarly, Sample Superstore also have a subcategory. If you just drag it here, it will create a relationship, and this relationship will be one to many relationship. That is, one will be on this side because it will be having only distinct values, and there will be many subcategories available here. Okay, so you can see that this is the this is the relationship that I am talking about. Let me just show you. This is the relationship, and this is one to many side. Okay, it will be having distinct subcategories, and here there will be multiple subcategories. Okay, so let's just move it to the creation of the fourth step, that is the new DAX formula that will we use for getting the top n values. Okay, so let's move to the report view, and here let's create a new measure. So we can create a new measure in our newly created table only. You can create any place you want, but we are creating in the new table that we have created. So okay, so let's name this as top and sub category and others. Okay, we are giving a very intuitive name to this measure, and what we will do is that we will start by creating some variables. So the first variable will be the top n value, that is, dynamically we will be selecting what can be our top n value, and this value will come from our parameter that we have created. So we will write here parameter. So it will select whatever parameter or whatever value we will select from our parameter slicer. So it will be completely dynamic. We can choose either top 1, top 2, up to top 10. Okay, so this is the first variable that we will be creating. Then we be creating a top sub category, Okay, and here we will be using the top n function. I have already told you the use case of top n function. So here we will be using top n, and first we have to give n value. That will be our top n value, the first variable that we have created. Then we will use all selected. So all selected will return all the rows in the table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been applied inside the query, and keeping all those filters that are coming from outside. Okay, so we will be using all selected, and here we will be giving the name, subcategory, and others. Okay, so we will be selecting the column name from subcategory and others. Let's close this, and now we will give the order by, that is we want to order it by total sales, so we will just select total sales, and this is will be the top subcategories. Now we will create all sales. Okay, so we will create one all sales measure, or you can say all sales variable, and it will calculate total sales removing any kind of filter. So we will calculate total sales, and here we will use all selected again. So we will write all selected, and here we will be selecting our table that we have created. That is, we will select all the subcategories from this table, and we will allow any filter that is coming from outside and stopping all those filters that are coming from inside. So this is how we have calculated all sales. Now we will calculate the other sale, because we don't know or how we are so we will calculate other sales. So in other sales, all the remaining sales except the top values will be included. So what we will write, all sales, this is the all sales variable, and from this we will subtract, calculate total sales, and here we will use total, or you can say top subcategory, that variable that we have created above. So this will select the top subcategories, and it will filter out all those it will filter out total sales on the basis of this top subcategories, and it will subtract from total all sales, so as to get the other sales for our problem. Okay, so we have calculated all sales, we have calculated other sales. Now we will calculate the top n sales. Okay, so for top n sales, we will write calculate, and again we will select total sales, and here we will keep all the filters that are created by this second variable, that is top subcategory. So we will write this, and we will close this. Okay, now we will create one more column, that is current subcategory. Okay, and we will select some values. So selected value we will use, and from our table, that is subcategories and others, we will select a current subcategory. Okay, we will select one value, and finally we will print our result, which will be if current subcategory is equals to others, then it should show the other sales, else it should show the top n sales. Okay, and at last we will return result. Okay, so this is our total DAX formula that we will be using. So let me just explain you once again. So from this we will be dynamically selecting dynamically selecting top n value, that is n value can be from 1 to 10, and for this we have already created a slicer using the parameter that I have already shown you. Okay, so it will select the top n value. Now this variable, that is top subcategory, will give us the top categories from this table, that is subcategories and others table that we have created. So it will give the top categories. Let's suppose we select n value as 5, so it will give us a table of 5 rows that will be having the top sales or higher total sales. So it will give us the top 5 subcategories. Okay, it will be a table of categories. Now we will be calculating all sales, that is we are calculating overall sales. So for that we will be using calculate total sales, and we are using all selected, that is we are removing all other filters except that are given from outside. So here we will be calculating all sales. After that, once all sales is calculated, we have to calculate what is other sales. That is, let's say we are using n equals to 5, so it will show 5 top subcategories, and rest all the values will be included in this others. So for this others, we are using this other sales so that all the other sales get included in this. Okay, so for that we will be uh, subtracting we will be using all sales, and from this all sales we will be subtracting all the sales that is from the top n, or you can say top subcategory. This variable is coming here, that is let's suppose n equals to 5. So for other sales we will remove these sales, that is the sales for the 5 subcategories, top 5 subcategories. So it will give us the other sales. Now we will be calculating the top n sales for these variables, that is for individual these variables. For therefore we will be using calculate total sales, and we will be using key filters, and filters are coming from this variable, that is top subcategory. Okay, so from here we are calculating top n sales value. Now we are creating one more variable that will choose a category or subcategory from this table, that is from this table and from this column subcategory. Okay, it will select anything. It will select a particular value. It can be phones, chairs, storage, or it can be others as well. So once others is chosen, so how we are doing is that we are calculating our result by using a condition, that is if current subcategory is equals to others, it will show the other sales, rest it will show the top n sales, and we are printing our result. So this is how we have created the DAX formula. So let's run this formula and let's see if we are getting our desired result or not. We will be creating a new chart, and for better visualization here I will be using a pie chart. Okay, now in pie chart we have to give legends values. So for legends we will choose subcategory, we will choose this subcategory, and for the values we will choose top n. Okay, so we have selected here parameter n equals to 10, that's why it is showing the 10 categories. Let's reduce it to top 2. So you will see now it is showing top 2 categories, that is phones, chairs, and others, that is phones, chairs, and others. If you go on to 3, it will show 3 top categories, and all rest value will be included in others. Similarly, if you go to 4, all 4 top categories will be shown, and the rest of the sales will be included in others. Similarly for 5, and so on. Okay, if you want to visualize this in a table format, you can do that as well. Here you can see that it is showing top 5 categories or subcategories, and also showing the others value. Similarly, if you reduce it to let's say top 2, So we are dynamically selecting the top n value or n value using this parameter, and here if we have selected parameter equals to 2, then it will show only two subcategories, that is phones, chairs, and rest all the sales will be included in others. And this is how we calculate top n values with the others row as well.